It's one of the busiest intersections in Virginia Beach, but work is underway to smooth things out for drivers at Indian River Road and Kempsville Road. You may have noticed there are temporary traffic signals up now. Reporter Megan Purrier explains why the work will be worth the wait.
City officials say if your commute has anything to do with the intersection of Indian River Road and Kempsville Road, things are about to change. Green, yellow, red. That's a little too elementary for Virginia Beach officials.
This is a unique intersection design project. I think it may be one of the only kind in the country.
City engineer Phil Poland says over 106,000 cars go through the intersection of Indian River Road and Kempsville Road each day.
It's one of the most congested intersections in the city. We had to do something to relieve congestion on all four legs. And this design is the best design we think that will work for the minimal amount of money.
$23 million project is already in the works, and Poland says the hybrid continuous flow model will minimize traffic. Temporary lights were placed over the weekend, and cones line the way.
We're going to stop at a signal before the main signal, and you're going to have a diversion over to the left in an isolated lane.
That means drivers will have a specialized area to make left-hand turns, and the goal is for it to be easy on everyone.
Safety is our utmost concern, not just for the motoring public, but for the pedestrians and cyclists.
Because the intersection is always so congested, Julie Hill says it's a main priority.
It's a frustrating intersection to navigate. So that's one of the reasons why they're really looking to move this project along.
Hill says patience is something everyone will need during the construction process.
They want to make sure that the construction design at least tries to minimize some of the impacts inevitably that some of this construction is going to have on the adjacent area.
The $3 million project is set to be completed by 2020, and officials say most of the construction will be done throughout the night. In Virginia Beach, I'm Megan Purrier, 13 News Now.